Hello. All right. This is me and Harry tonight. I am Nancy Rose. I wanted to do a short intro into self-love yoga. I'm gonna start with 4 poses, and I'm gonna move through and show them each on their own, and then how to sort of mash them up and play with them, especially if Harry will keep his hiney out from in front of the camera. So in the beginning, when you're coming into this space, everything that I'm going to share with you today can be done from the floor, the couch, or the bed. I like all of these poses for either a sturdy foundation, a sturdy ground, or the soft ground of the bed. These poses can be practiced where you're pressing really strong into the mat and creating and conjuring big energy in your arms, or simply moving through them for the sake of moving and being easy and gentle and restorative at the same time. I like all of these for places to begin as far as getting in touch with your body, getting used to these spaces in our body, and especially for the cat-cow and the child's pose part. Moving that heart space opened and opening the hips to sit back into child's pose. Those are the 2 things that I want you to notice the most while you're moving through the motions. And if for nothing else, because with our work, with what we brush up with against during the day, it's easiest for us to get closed in the heart. It's easy for us to sort of shut this down and make protection. It's easy for us to have stuck, stagnant energy in our hips and lower body, So being able to open up those hips and kind of surrender, that part alone, letting that pose be something that you do in your body will pay off like over and over and over and over again. That and the forward folds, which we'll do in a couple stretchies, couple the words in a couple of sets, a few sessions later down the road. Tonight we're just gonna do cat-cow and child's pose, and we're gonna start from table. I always like to start with the knees and the hands a little wider than you would. You're bringing the body into a tabletop. So I like to tell folks to imagine that they're going to put like hot coffee on their back. You can have the toes pressing down into the ground or feet flat, whatever feels good. But I always like to start with the foundation a little wider than you would. You don't want to really come up to do a table with everything touching like this. I'm not sure, maybe for a photograph this looks nice, but you really ain't gonna get much going. It makes me think of Bob's Burgers with Tina. She's like, you ain't gonna get a whole lot going through there, So give yourself space, especially when you're first warming up. I always like the idea of just giving more while we're working into it, and then you sort of bring it into where you want it to be for the actual part, if that's your jam. So from here, with things just a little wider than normal, let the face rest down to the ground. And then just take a nice breath in, look up with the chin, let the belly reach down, and let the sits bones just start to open behind you. The front, so the belly is just reaching toward the ground. And I'm not really pushing or pulling it that way. I'm sort of letting gravity and the shape of me looking up do it. Take another breath in, and as you breathe in, let the belly feel like it's pulling down to the ground. And then exhale, round the back. Tuck the chin in. Let the sits bones close behind. And again, not forcing up right away into the cattiest cat, but just rounding the spine and reaching into cat pose. And then this time when you take another breath in, reach the spine high, like up to the sky. And then exhale. Down into cow. Inhale. Round the back, up high into cat. Exhale. Lower the belly, go into cow. Move through this a couple of times. You can play with the inhalation or exhalation going into either one. See what feels better for you. And once you warm this up a couple movements, add this little touch. So the next time you're up in cat, lean a little over the wrist and a little over the back. Almost like you're trying to massage the spine while it's up in that round. And then when you lower the belly and go into our cow, look the right shoulder. Look over the left. Inhale, round the spine, lean wrists, lean heels. Exhale, drop the belly, look over the right shoulder, look over the left. Inhale, round the spine. Exhale, lower the belly. Lean over the wrists and ankles. Exhale, look over the right shoulder and the left. And then back at table. While we're here, it also may feel good to pick up the hand and reverse it and then just set it back down and breathe into that wrist. Sometimes when you first start coming onto hands and knees, it's surprising how much the wrist will take the weight. Pick it up, make a couple circles. Feels so good. Do both sides. Flip the hand backwards, and you're just applying pressure gently, gently, gently. Pick it up, make a couple circles. Take your knees nice and wide. Bring your toes together, and then sit back into the opening. You're wanting to get your third eye into contact with something. If you're in the bed and this is as low as it goes, you can get a pillow and kind of do this with the pillow. If you're on the floor, you could stack a couple of hands. If you have a cat, you could lay on your cat. If you have a blocker pillow here, you could always, But spend a little time in that space with the hips open and the chest low, the heart low, relaxed, open, third eye making contact. Even if it's for just a moment, and then, you sort of kind of, chill. But just spend a little time playing with those few movements this week and see if you notice a couple of things. If you notice the call that you're talking about, that call to open the heart, notice if that feels heard. Notice if you have any physical reaction to the movements. I don't want to say anything, but let me know. And then notice anything else that may seem completely unrelated. I don't want to give away too much. I just really want to see if you find any connection between what we're working on and add this and see if something different comes out. I'll talk to you soon.